From Bay Path here up on the hill in Charlton, Massachusetts. We have This Song Means One Thing, Coach. It's football time. Great to have you here with us as we recap another week of great football, and more importantly, the week ahead of what's going on. Coach Giampa, pleasure to see you, man. How are things going? Obviously, we had a really big game last Friday that we're going to talk a little bit about, but we also have an even bigger game in front of us on Thursday night. So let's first start off. How are you doing, and how's the team looking so far?
Doing well. Short week of practice, so that's always a little stressful, but I think we've rebounded well, and we'll see after today's practice how we're doing.
Sure. Let's talk about that rebounding well. You know what? What a great tribute to you, your coaches, the players for getting into the MIAA tournament. It's been a long-standing goal of your program to represent at that level. And, coming in as a 16th seed is never easy when you're going up against the Goliath and number one. But I'll tell you what, the kids came out of the gate swinging hard. And you know what? They did a really good job. But obviously, there are a lot of lessons learned from that particular game. From a coach's standpoint, let's talk about them a little bit. What are some of the key takeaways from that Norwell game?
Yeah, I was proud of the way the kids responded. Playing a really strong team in Norwell, one of the top teams in the state. Long bus ride, and I thought the kids handled themselves incredibly well. In a situation like that, you want to kind of see, from a maturity standpoint, how big is this moment? How are we going to respond to a moment like that? And I thought they came out of the gate really well. They were ready to play. We gave them some issues at first, and the kids played hard. They played for 4 quarters. They competed at a high level, I thought. So, obviously not the outcome that we wanted or expected. So we were disappointed at the end of the game, but we were proud of the way the kids played. Proud of them for getting themselves into that position. So. Ultimately, from 30,000 feet, it's a positive to be in that spot. But we want to make sure that's kind of the standard that we operate at, and that's where we expect to be.
Well, it's a great standard to measure yourself by. And quite frankly, I know the dedication and work and commitment that goes into running a program, multiple coaches. So there are a lot of moving parts. And, one thing I really watch and I love about sports is sports teaches us how to deal with adversity. It really does, because it really challenges you. And you can do one or two things when adversity comes into play. You can either crumble and fold, or you can learn and grow and become better. And, that's what we're looking for here in all of our kids. And it's not just on the sports fields and on the fields and on the courts. It's in life. It's in general. It's in the classroom. So again, we take those opportunities as growth opportunities. And I couldn't be any more proud of the fact of how you guys, the coaching staff and the kids, did play and handle themselves during that entire game. So kudos to you guys, no doubt about it. And it was definitely worth the trip down there. I wouldn't have missed it for the world. So let's talk and turn our attention a little bit towards preparation for the Voc State Tournament. Champions last year, defending champions. What does that do for the mindset of our kids, first and foremost? And how does that prepare you for your preparation this week?
Yeah, I think we've, the message we've had all week and going into this has been that, that accomplishment last year was great, but that's, really those accomplishments belong to the class that graduated last year. And, that doesn't really apply too much to what we're trying to do this year. It's a different team, different group of kids, different makeup, different attitude. Last year there was a little bit of like, hey, we're, excited about the opportunity and, we're going to go out and play really hard, and nobody really knows who we are or what we're about. And so, there's some advantages to that in terms of, the way that, the kids last year played loose and, responded really well to the opportunity to compete in meaningful games in November. And, that's kind of what we're all about here. We want to play in meaningful games in November. And so, what's different this year is our kids, this is an expectation that we have now. Last year, we were, excited to be there. And we took advantage of opportunities, and our kids rose to the level of the competition each week. And, now we like to think that we're at the level of the competition. And, we're certainly being the 1 seed. We're not going to catch anybody by surprise. And that brings with it a whole new group of challenges. Last year we played the state champions and, the runners up So both teams that played in the state championship game on the way to playing Monty Tech in the final game. Now, I'm sure everyone's aware that, everyone we play is aware that we won it last year. And, they're probably, if I was them, I'd be taking that as an opportunity to motivate their players. So our kids understand that. And they also understand you're not going to, we don't start with any extra points from last year or anything like that. We have to establish our own identity as a team, and make our own accomplishments. The accomplishments of last year don't carry over. We have to establish our own, standards and accomplishments and things like that. So I think our kids are up to the challenge. I think they're excited about the challenge, but they understand that this is also a tremendous, obstacle that they have to overcome.
I love that you use the word expectations. Again, when we embed rigor and hard work and development into anything we do, whether it's in the classroom, on the fields, on the courts, expectations go up. They just do. And that comes naturally through progression of understanding what the expectations are. So kudos for you for that. Hey, let's talk a little bit about Essex. I mean, you may not know a lot about them. What have you heard? What's the buzzword on the street about them? Let's talk about their record. Let's talk about how you prepare for them and what that might look like.
Yeah, there's challenges when I think Massachusetts is still in the early stages of creating a statewide football system in sports. And I think, some of the challenges are, again, watching film. You don't have a lot to compare them to in terms of common opponents, or even once removed common opponents. So that's always difficult to prepare for a team that you really don't know outside of the film that you don't know anything about. So we just have to execute at the highest level possible, offensively, defensively, on special teams, and play the opponent that shows up on Friday. Essex is historically they're a very good team. They play in a very tough league out in Eastern Mass. So they're going to be, and again, it's a playoff game. They want to. What's cool about this opportunity to play in playoff games is that you are continuing to create your own opportunity every week. So Essex wants to play another game next week, and then so do we. So we're going to have to execute really well on both sides of the ball. There's not going to be a lot of room for mistakes, because the seniors on both sides are now at the point where they're playing for their football careers to continue. Every win you get, you extend your career a little bit. You get another opportunity to wear the jersey and the helmet in meaningful football. So, we know that they're going to play very hard. They run an offense that can be difficult to stop if you're not incredibly sound in assignment and execution on defense. Guys need to play where they're supposed to play and execute their assignments really, really well. And they run an offense that'll take advantage of that. And then defensively, they're fast, they're big, they fly to the football. So same thing on offense. We're going to have to execute, not hurt ourselves, not shoot ourselves in the foot. Not take what the defense gives us, but understand our assignment and pull those things off. And then if you can do that, it's just like any other week. You usually end up being pretty successful.
Meaningful games in the month of November. And I love hearing that too. That's postseason. That's what everybody strives for. So let's talk about Thursday night under the lights. Home game. That is like I use a lot of basketball metaphors and analogies. That's like your sixth man. It's great to have your home crew behind you. We're hoping that a lot of people come out and support all the great work you guys are doing and to be part of this, be part of the night. So how important is that home game, that first round game to you?
Yeah, I mean, I talked about it with the upperclassmen, the seniors and juniors. You only get so many opportunities to play at home, and they've played themselves in a position where they get as many more home games as they want until the season's over. So playing at home is huge. We love playing here. We love the fans being here. The school community all year has been fantastic in coming out and supporting us, and it's lonely on the sidelines across from our stand. So we want to continue to have that support. And again, the fans have been great. Parents have been great all season with that support and with supporting our kids. And hopefully we have that one more time, or hopefully a few more times, but definitely Thursday night.
kudos to the kids, the student body that comes out to support, especially at home games, but also the parents who've been along for the journey. Okay, it's very hard. They're very passionate parents. There's no doubt about it. They want to see the best product on the field, and you've given them just that, Cody, you and your staff. So kudos to you guys right there. What time is this game on Thursday night again, Coach?
7. The game's at 7. So just like a regular, game, it's a Thursday night game because we don't have school Friday. So, tomorrow will be just like a Friday for everybody. 7 o'clock, just like normal, is kickoff.
Well, pack the house out because Thursday night is just like a Friday, like you said. It's a different night. I don't think the kids are used to playing on a Thursday at all, which I like. I think that's new too. That adds a little bit of excitement to the flavor. But again, you hit it on the head. We don't have school on Friday morning. So let's pack those stands. Let's get out there and let's support our kids and our coaches. So great stuff. Any final remarks, Coach?
No, I mean, we're just, like I said, I think the kids should be proud of the accomplishments that they've had, in getting themselves to a point where they're playing home games in November. The Voc Championship means a lot to this school. It means a lot to our community, our kids. So hopefully everyone understands the magnitude of what they're doing and what they're trying to accomplish again. So we look forward to seeing everybody. And we've been talking about it all year. Our goal is football in December. That's a saying that I've taken all the way from, back when I was in high school. My high school coach used to say that all the time, football in December. And that's our goal still, is to keep playing meaningful games all the way up until the very last group of teams that are playing in the state. So that's the journey that they're embarking on right now. And, the first step to that is playing a very good Essex team. So, we all, as a community, as a team, as coaches, as players, everybody, we need to be at our best tomorrow. And we're excited about the opportunity to continue to compete in meaningful football games.
Good for you, Coach. As a building-based principal, I'm super proud of you, your coaches, your students, everybody alike, man. It's so cool to watch a community come together and really support something that's so important for kids and for our schools. So again, congratulations. I can't wait to be part of the overall night in some capacity, which will be nice. But more importantly, can't wait to see how you guys fare against Essex Aggie on Thursday night at 7 p.m. Coach Giampa, thank you very much. We appreciate you, your coaches, your students. More importantly, guys out there, join us up on the hill on Thursday night for round 1 of the state vocational football playoffs.
Thank you. Go Minutemen.